Hi, Nancy Bruno here with Bach Flower Education. We're coming up on a very big weekend this weekend, a weekend that really made me think a lot about the spiritual principles that Dr. Bach wrote about in his philosophy, and the spiritual principle of freedom in particular, because we're coming up upon the birth of our nation and the full moon and Guru Purnima, which is the celebration of the Guru principle. So I'd like to share with you some of Dr. Bach's thoughts on freedom. This is from Free Thyself. It is allowing the interference of other people that stops our listening to the dictates of our soul, and that brings disharmony and disease. The moment the thought of another person enters our minds, it deflects us from our true course. Interferences occur in every life. They are part of the divine plan. They are necessary so that we can learn to stand up to them. In fact, we can look upon them as really useful opponents, merely there to help us gain in strength and realize our divinity and invincibility. The more apparent the difficulties in our path, the more certain we may be that our mission is worthwhile. We perhaps do not realize what small things may bind us. The very things we wish to hold on to are the very things that are holding us. It is only when we attempt to control and rule someone that we are selfish. Got to watch out for the bees out here in the pollinator garden. They're very friendly. Let us see to it that we do not only allow no interference in our lives, but even more important, that we in no way whatsoever interfere with any other single human being. In this lies true health, true service, and the fulfillment of our purpose on earth. When we have given freedom to every human being with whom we are in contact, when we have given freedom to every creature, everything around us, when we see that we do not, even in the minutest detail, attempt to dominate, control, or influence the life of another, we shall find that interference has passed out of our lives, because it is those that we bind who bind us. We must not expect others to do what we want. Their ideas are the right ideas for them. And then he goes on in Heal Thyself to expand upon freedom and love and unity. He says the next great principle is the understanding of the unity of all things, that the creator of all things is love, and that everything of which we are conscious in all its infinite number of forms, a manifestation of that love. Whether it be a planet or a pebble, a star or a dewdrop, man or the lowest form of life. Any action against ourselves or against another affects the whole, because by causing imperfection in a part, it reflects upon the whole, every particle of which must ultimately become perfect. We must realize that every being is here to develop their own evolution according to the dictates of his soul, and his soul alone, and that none of us must do anything but encourage our brother in that development. We must help him to hope, and if in our power, increase his knowledge and worldly opportunities to gain his advancement. Individuality must be developed to the utmost, and we must learn to walk through life relying on none but our own soul for guidance and help, to take our freedom to gain every particle of knowledge and experience which may be possible. At the same time, we must be on guard to allow everyone their freedom also, to expect nothing from others, but, on the contrary, to be ever ready to lend a helping hand to lift them upwards in times of their needs and difficulty. Thus, every personality we meet in life, whether mother, husband, child, stranger or friend, becomes a fellow traveler. And any one of them may be greater or smaller than ourselves as regards spiritual development. But all of us are members of a common brotherhood and part of a great community making the same journey and with the same glorious end in view. And finally, I'd like to close with a statement about freedom from Free Thyself. To gain freedom, give freedom. Hoping that you find your freedom within and without.